Welcome to Confidence Rockstar Podcast, a place where you will find inspiration, motivation, and, let's say, kick in the bottom to take action and create the life of your dreams. I'm your host, Alex Grzybek, and I'll help you quiet that little voice inside your head saying, "You can't do this." So you have the courage to go for what you've always wanted on your terms. Every week, I'll bring you some confidence golden nuggets, present an awesome interview in order to empower you to step up your game. It's time to choose happy and shine. It's time to become a confidence rockstar. Let's dive deep. Hello everyone, it's Alex Grzybek, host of Confidence Rockstar Podcast, and welcome to the next episode. Today I will be sharing with you 3 decisions that changed my life forever. So I'll be sharing some personal stories with you, just to give you a little bit of the behind the scenes, how I got to the place where I am now, and also show you that a lot of decisions that I made in my life, they were not easy peasy. These 3 decisions that I will be talking about today, they were actually the most scary in my life. And I'm absolutely sure that if I made different choices at that time, I would be in a completely different place. So let me just take you behind the scenes of the 3 decisions that changed my life forever and why I've decided to talk about it. Well, recently I'm getting a lot of questions from you, how I got to the place where I am now, how I was able to overcome a lot of challenges on my way, how I stay persistent even though life was testing me and it was not always easy, but there were a lot of beautiful moments in my life, of course, as well. So how I was able to overcome challenges and get to where I am now. So let me just tell you, a little bit more about it. So the first decisions that I made that completely transformed my life was moving out from my home town and from my home country, actually. So my whole life I was living in Lodz, Poland. I was born there. I was going to school there. I had my friends, my life there. I also studied there because this is one of the biggest cities in Poland. So I didn't need to go to another city to study. And, my whole life I was with my family, my friends, and I had my life there. And I actually had a very, very good life there. And after my university, I got a dream job because I studied management and marketing, and at the same time I was also a fitness instructor and personal trainer. So that was my kind of part-time job as a student. I was running fitness classes and I absolutely loved it. I was very much into healthy and active lifestyle, and so basically for me it was always how can I combine the two, being something connected with management and marketing and fitness. And actually I got a dream job because I became a general manager of the fitness club in my city, which at that time was a part of the biggest fitness chain in Poland. They had fitness clubs in many locations all over the country, and they were opening the club in my city. So basically I got a job as a manager when I was 25 or something like that. And, I was thrilled over the moon because that was my passion together with my education. And it was great. At the same time, it was quite scary because, I've never been a manager in my life. So that was really, really, really amazing experience. And I've built a team from scratch. I've built a whole club from scratch. And it was a big, big test. And I absolutely loved what I was doing. I had a great team. I had great clients. I had amazing salary. And I was living, my dream. But at that time, actually, I also got back together with my boyfriend. And this is interesting story because we studied together. We've been together for 3 years, and then we split and we were apart for like about 5 years. But it was always something between us up in the air. And every time when we met at our friends' weddings or during some kind of, celebrations together, it was always something between us. And at that time, back in 2008, we kind of got back together. This is actually like the story for another time to tell you how it happened. But anyway, and at that time, he lived in Dublin. And we needed to make a decision after like almost a year of long distance relationship. We needed to make a decision whether I am moving out from Poland or he is coming back to Poland. And, for me, that was scary. So cutting the long story short, I decided to move out. I decided to go to Dublin. We wanted to go to Dublin for 1 year and then come back to Poland. And I was terrified. I had to leave my home country, hometown, my family, my friends, my amazing job. I had my car there, everything was working there. And I was going into unknown. And I didn't know if it's gonna work out with my boyfriend as well. Plus, I was changing everything. So, but you know what? I was like, okay, let's go for love. Yes, let's go. Let's see how it's gonna work out. And I moved. And I remember that was February 2009. So I moved to Dublin. And I kid you not, I started going for job interviews, and I didn't understand what Irish people were telling me. I mean, the Irish accent killed me from the beginning. I thought that I could speak English. I thought that my English was good. And, I used to study in the Netherlands in English for about 6 months. I used to work in United States, and I was very good at school and at uni when it comes to English. And yet I got there and I couldn't understand people asking me questions during the job interview. So of course, after my job in Poland, I was applying for some supervisory roles, some managerial positions in the fitness industry. But I couldn't go through the job interview. And I remember one interview when the lady was looking at me and she was asking me questions and I didn't understand what she was saying. And she basically told me at some stage, well, what are you doing here? And I asked myself, actually, what am I doing here? I will end up cleaning dishes or cleaning toilets or something. Well, there is nothing wrong about it. I could do that, but you know what? I didn't leave my amazing job in Poland in order to wash the dishes here. So I was really, really terrified. But you know what, the beginning was quite harsh, and fortunately I didn't end up cleaning dishes. I got a job in the fitness industry, but it was not any kind of supervisory managerial role. I had to kind of work my way up again. So I started as a fitness instructor and I got promoted quite quickly because of my hard work attitude and commitment to work. But, I can tell you that was the school of life. I was terrified. I really was worried that I would not get a job, that I would have to do something that I don't like, that, my relationship is gonna, go to hell because I would be unhappy and unsatisfied. But actually none of that happened. So with my boyfriend, we were supposed to live there for about a year, but we ended up staying in Dublin for 2 years. And, at that time, I didn't really plan to go back to Poland because we got into personal development very much. And, that will be about my second decision in a moment. But just to kind of, sum up, when I was moving out from my country, I was really, really terrified. I had no guarantee that it's going to work. I had no guarantee when it comes to work in terms of my professional life, in terms of my personal life, in terms of finances, in terms of anything. Plus, I don't know if you've ever been to Ireland, but the weather over there is quite interesting. It changes 10 times a day, and you never know what can happen. If the sun is shining in the morning, it doesn't mean that it will later in about a couple of hours. Having said that, I had absolutely amazing time in Dublin. I absolutely love Irish people. They are really, really friendly and great. At the beginning, I couldn't understand them, yes, but they are really, really lovely, and I really, really liked it over there. So, the second decision that I made that was very, very scary was when we actually moved from Dublin to London. And it was interesting because we had like very good life in Dublin, again, very good jobs and, very stable financial situation. We were in love and we were engaged and we were planning our wedding. Actually with my boyfriend, so it turned out quite well. And in about 6 months, we planned our wedding in Poland, that we still needed to get organized the finances, and we decided to move to London with no job, no place to live, no guarantees again that it's gonna work. We moved to London. And why we did that? Well, actually, we started when we were in Dublin. We started investing heavily into our personal development. We invested a lot of money in order to learn how to invest in properties and become financially independent. And then when we wanted to apply those strategies on the Irish market, it didn't really work quite well. So we wanted to actually start doing this on the English market. So we moved there. And our financial investment didn't end there. We actually, in May 2009, we went for a special event run by the one and only T. Harv Eker. And the event was called Millionaire Mind Intensive. It was 3 full days. We wanted to learn, how to make money. But over there, we decided to invest in high intense Quantum Leap program with T. Harv Eker, which was about 18 months, and it consisted of a few courses that were happening all over the world. And at that time, we invested £11,000 each, so 22,000 pounds, which we didn't have. We didn't have that kind of money because, most savings we invested earlier in our property. Courses, how to invest in property, so we didn't have any savings, plus we were still saving money for our wedding. So that was May 2009, and in August we planned our wedding, and we had completely no idea how we are going to pay 22,000 pounds. Plus we also needed to travel to different countries, different continents even, for those courses. And I kid you not, we were scared as hell, but deep inside we felt that it was right and we really wanted to do it. So, the process of making that decision was okay, where we are now, are we happy? Well, we were happy with our lives, but we wanted something better, something more. And we were if we stay where we are we going to get different results? And because we've already been investing in ourselves, into personal developments, we were going to many courses, we were learning from the best teachers in the world, we're reading tons of books, we realized that there are a lot of people out there who already got what we wanted to get, who already went through the path that we would like to step on, and they've achieved everything that we wanted to achieve. So, we wanted to save ourselves time of trials and errors, trying to reinvent the wheel, and basically learning from the best how to run our own businesses, how to have financial freedom, how to be able to work from anywhere in the world, how to have computer or laptop lifestyle. And all of those things, they were new to us because we were brought up I was brought up in the family where everybody was employee, and there is absolutely nothing against that, but I was exposed to different world and I fell in love, and I wanted different life for myself, and I wanted to have this financial independence, and I really wanted to be able to work from anywhere in the world. And that concept for me was mind-blowing, and I was oh my god, I want that. So let's do it, let's learn. And we invested, and I can tell you that, of course, we found the money, we paid it all, and we have been through the most amazing experience in our life. Not only we've learned from the best, not only we've been to different countries and different continents doing the most amazing courses on this planet, our life has completely transformed on so many different levels. Our relationship got stronger and better than ever before. Our relationship with family deepened on a completely different level as well. We got friends that we are still friends with until to this day from all over the world, and we could visit them all over. We were like at the wedding in United States, in Brazil, and many other wonderful places. And we started like organizing charity events that were changing people's life and inspiring others to change their lives. We at the moment we have our own businesses and we can work from anywhere in the world. So it worked out, but it was scary. It was scary as hell because we didn't have the money. We didn't know how to get the money. We had no idea how we're going to pay it back. We had no idea if it's going to work out. And, you never have the guarantee. But I tell you what, like, I do believe that, as I said, like, there are people out there who have done what you want to do, and you cannot do it on your own. When you are doing it on our own, we are trying to reinvent the wheel. We are trying to do the things through trial and errors, and that's good. But when somebody shows you like the proven way and the proven system, it saves you so much time, it saves you so much frustration, and it saves you money in the end as well. So I kept investing in myself. I still invest in myself big time, and this is because I want to get better and better in what I do. And I do believe that when I'm in my kind of comfort zone, it's difficult to go out there. So if there is somebody next to me who is pushing me, who is showing me my blind spots, who is showing me what I am not aware of, who is showing me where I have stupid excuses that I don't want to move forward, and is keeping me accountable to do the things that I said I would do, but for some reason when I would do them on my own, I wouldn't, because it will be easier to give up. It will be easier to say, well, I don't feel like it. It would be easier to say, well, maybe tomorrow, next week, next year. No, when you actually invest in yourself, this is your commitment to yourself that you are going to make it happen. And especially when you invest the money that you don't have, you're like, holy cow, I really want to make it work, because this is my life here, this is my money, and I really put 200% into it. And I see this over and over again when I work with my clients, when I work with coaches. You need to be in it to win it. You need to put your skin in the game. Very often, I got things for free from some people, or I am offering things for free to my clients. And you know what? People sometimes don't appreciate it. Or, they do appreciate it, but they don't do the work. Because if you don't put the money into something, then you are less committed. This is just like how our psychology works. So I really want to leave you with this message that, we didn't have this money. I very often don't have spare few thousand in order to invest in a mentor or a coach. But I always find a way. And I always ask myself, okay, where do I want to be, where I'm heading, and where do I want to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 12 months from now. And I imagine myself as that person already who has accomplished this goal, who has done, the work, and who has amazing results. And from that place, I am making decisions. Not from the place where I'm scared. How can I do it? It is impossible. I don't have the money. That's it. No, I go to where I want to be. And from that place, I'm making decision. I'm like, okay, this person who earns X, Y, and Z, this person who has this person who has done this person, if I'm that person already, would I invest this money today? And the answer is, and if the answer is yes, I go for it. Okay, so that was number 2. So investing in myself, starting to work with the best in the world, learning from the best, has transformed my life never before. And number 3, the third decision was because when I actually started building my first business, I was still working full time, and I was like, okay, once I get to the certain income, when I replace my salary income, then I will quit my job and then I will go fully into my business. And that was the plan. But it didn't actually work quite well because a few years ago, I really didn't like my job and I really wanted to focus on my business, but I couldn't full time because I was still working full time. And I was hesitating, should I quit my job? Should I not? Should I quit my job? Should I not? And finally, somebody made a decision for me. So I was fired. And I was like, okay, so what to do now? At that time, I was not ready yet to go full time, so I found another job, which actually proved the point that it was not the best idea because I got fired from the second job as well, and then many other traumatic things happened after that. So basically within 6 months, I was fired twice. I lost 2 pregnancies. I was diagnosed with the hip injury that put me in crutches. I was walking with crutches for months and I couldn't do any sport, any physical activity. And at that time, my business was called Active Happy Mama. And I couldn't continue with that business because after losing my pregnancies, I didn't feel like happy mama. I was not active mama because I was not running with buggy. I was not doing any exercises, and I couldn't help other moms to get back in shape after pregnancy, and that's what my business was about. So I basically didn't feel like active happy mama at all. So I couldn't continue. And at that time, I had to basically heal myself first. I had to slow down. I had to just reconnect with myself again and what I wanted to do. And you know what? At that time, I decided that I'm not going back to work again. I'm going full on in my business. And that was my next decision that changed my life completely. I had again, no guarantee that it's going to work. I had no idea what to do because, the business I was building, the one that I was learning about, the one that I was passionate about was over at that time. At least this is how I felt. And I had to start from zero. My income was zero. I had no job, no business, and my confidence level was below any level. So I had to start from scratch. And you know what? I decided I'm going full in. Again, I invested to work with amazing mentor. Again, I invested the money that I didn't have. And it worked out beautifully. You know what? I started my new business in July I left the July 2019 I left the hospital, so after that, August, September 2019, and within a couple of months I hit the income that I set myself for, and in month 3 I doubled that income. Then a few months later, in the middle of pandemic, I tripled my income, and it was just mind-blowing year for me. I started my podcast, Confidence Rockstar Podcast, that was also done at the end of 2019. I started this podcast within 5 or 6 weeks from I had no idea how to do it into launching my first episodes at the beginning of 2020. And I created my online course, digital products. I started doing webinars, challenges, and going really, really full on into my business. And at that time also we moved to Spain, and I created the lifestyle that I could work from anywhere in the world. So at the moment I do have a laptop lifestyle. I can just take my computer, I just need Wi-Fi, and I can work from Poland, I can work from Spain, I can work from different places where we go with my husband, because he is a triathlete, so he has competitions all over, so we travel a lot, and this is what I'm doing. And you know what? If I wasn't fired, maybe I would still be hesitant. Should I quit my job? Should I not? Should I do that? Should I not? But you know what? Life very often is testing us. And if we can't make decisions ourselves, very often life will make a decision for us. So that was over here. And even though I went through a lot of challenges that year, it was very, very, very hard. I do believe that it was meant to be. I believe everything happens for a reason, and maybe if I didn't go through all that, I wouldn't be the person I am now, and I wouldn't be able to help other people go through similar challenges and inspire them that anything is possible. All right. So 3 decisions that really changed my life forever. It was moving out from my home city, from my home country, following my heart. Number 2 was investing in myself big time. Again, following my intuition, following my heart. And number 3 was to go full into my business and creating the lifestyle that I can work from anywhere in the world. And just to give you just to leave you with a few final thoughts, I told them, I shared them along this episode, but one more thing. You don't have the guarantee that it's gonna work. Whatever decision you are going to make, whether it's small or big decision, you never know what will be on the other side. It may be a wrong decision, it may be a good decision, it may be the best decision ever, you don't know. But until you take that risk, you will never find out. So this is number 1. Number 2, make decisions from the place where you want to be, not from the place where you are now. All of those decisions that I made and many others along the way, I always look where I am now and where I'm heading. And I imagine myself as this person where I want to go, where I want to be. And from that place, I am making decision. Because if I make a decision from the place where I am now, if I'm scared and I will say it's impossible, I can't do it, that's it. I'm closing all the opportunities and I cannot even find the way how to make it possible, how to find the money, for example. But when I look at myself a few months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, and I imagine myself at that person and making decision from that place, it never proved me wrong. It was always good decision, okay? And number 3, what I want to say is to really listen to your heart, listen to your intuition. It knows. It may be scary because our brain will do anything in order to keep us safe. Our brain doesn't want us to go outside our comfort zone because it feels that it's scary out there. You will be eaten by, crazy animals over there. And this is the main function of the brain to keep you safe, protection. But if you really feel something, in your heart, there is a saying, if you have a desire in your heart, it's meant for you. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there in the first place. So this is your heart speaking. This is your desire speaking. This is your intuition speaking. And if you follow that, it will take you to wonderful places. It never proved me wrong again, even though it was scary, even though it was terrifying, even though sometimes on the way there were challenges. But this is again, life is testing us how much you want it. And last thing I would like to say, which is very, very important. When it comes to your dreams, when it comes to your desires, when it comes to your goals, are you committed or are you interested? Because if you are interested, you will do only what's comfortable, what's convenient. And when challenges happen, you will quit, you will stop. This is when you are interested. If you are committed, you will do whatever it takes. Doesn't matter how hard it is, doesn't matter how many obstacles and challenges you have on the way. If you are committed to your goals, to your dreams, to your desires, you will find a way. You will go under, you will go over. If not through the doors, you will go through the window, through the attic, through the cellar, through the garage, whatever. You will find a way because you are committed. So ask yourself those questions. If you have dreams, goals, and maybe you have them for the last few months, few years, and you keep repeating them over and over again on your New Year's resolution list, ask yourself, are you committed or are you interested? And make a shift. Be committed. Do whatever it takes to make it happen. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you would like me to help you on the way going from where you are now to where you want to be, make your dreams happen, please reach out to me. I would be thrilled to helping you, grabbing your hand and to walking with you all the way to take you from where you are, maybe not happy, not satisfied right now, to where you want to be. We only have one life. time will pass anyway, so make the most of it. Take risk, it's worth it, and I will be more than happy to guide you, to help you, to keep you accountable, and celebrate your wins and your successes at the end. Sending you massive love, all the best, and I'll speak to you in the next episode. Bye-bye. To get started on your confidence journey, I invite you to grab free 5-day email course, Confidence Rockstar. You will get 5 daily lessons sent directly to your mailbox, so you will have access to them anytime you like. You can grab this gift on the website alexgrzybek.com/5 days. All of the links to this episode you will find in the show notes below. And one more thing. I want to invite you to my personal website alexgrzybek.com, where you'll find other podcast episodes and more of the free resources to help you on your confidence journey. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next episode.